understandable English podcast.
Learn English the easy way.
I have made a terrible discovery about my own brain today, and it is honestly ruining my life. I have completely forgotten how to relax. I am physically incapable of it.
Welcome to the Understandable English Podcast, everyone. The only educational English podcast where you get to learn vocabulary by listening to Bryan's daily mental breakdowns. What happened this time?
Hey, this is a serious educational project, Jessica. We teach real practical English for real practical problems. And my problem today is that my brain refuses to shut up. It is constantly making noise. So yesterday I decided to fix it. I took a day off and I booked a professional 60-minute relaxation massage.
Okay, that sounds lovely. A massage is usually a very normal, healthy way to reduce physical tension. Did you go to that nice place downtown with the dim lighting?
Yes, the fancy one. I walked in and they had that quiet meditation music playing. The little water fountain in the corner, the smell of lavender oil everywhere. I laid down on the massage table, put my face in that little padded circle so I was just staring at the floor. And I took a deep breath. I was ready to completely unplug and just exist in the peaceful silence.
That sounds like a perfect setup for a relaxing afternoon. So, what went wrong? Did you fall asleep and snore loudly?
I wish I fell asleep. No, the moment the massage therapist started, the silence in the room suddenly became incredibly loud. Without any distractions, without my phone to scroll through, without a podcast playing in the background, my brain panicked. It was like a machine that suddenly lost its brakes.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. When you force yourself into a quiet room without any external stimulation, your brain desperately looks for something to do.
Exactly. And do you know what my brain decided to do for 60 entire minutes while a professional tried to relax my shoulders? It decided to replay an argument from the year 2018.
Wait, you spent a professional, expensive relaxation massage thinking about something that happened 6 years ago?
Yes. I was lying there in the dark, smelling lavender, and I was mentally fighting with a cashier from a grocery store in Toronto. Back in 2018, I bought a coffee and a sandwich. I gave the guy a $20 bill and he gave me change for a 10. And I was too shy to say anything at the time, so I just took the wrong change and walked out.
That is so incredibly specific. Why on earth did your brain bring up a $10 mistake from 6 years ago during a massage?
I have no idea. But suddenly I was so angry about it. I was lying on the table creating these perfect, aggressive responses in my head. I was thinking, "Excuse me, sir, I handed you a 20. I know my own money." I was practically sweating. The massage therapist probably thought I was having a medical emergency because my muscles were getting tighter and tighter with every passing minute.
That completely defeats the purpose of a massage. You paid someone to physically relax your muscles while your brain was actively trying to prepare you for a street fight.
It was awful. By the time the 60 minutes were over, my shoulders were pulled all the way up near my ears. I walked out of the spa feeling 10 times more stressed than when I walked in. I just cannot stand the silence. It drives me crazy.
Bryan, you are 26 years old. You should know how to take a nap without fighting imaginary grocery store employees in your head. But honestly, I am not completely surprised this happened to you.
Why? Do I just look like a person who holds on to ancient anger?
Well, yes, a little bit. But also, look at your lifestyle. You spend so much of your week in a very fast-paced environment. You are used to working in a hot kitchen up in Muskoka, standing on your feet all day, cooking complex meals. When you are trying to prepare a perfect batch of risotto for 35 people at once, your brain is trained to operate at maximum speed just to survive the dinner rush.
That is true. In the kitchen, if you stop moving, everything burns. You have to be hyper aware of everything around you, the temperature, the tickets printing, the waiters talking.
Exactly. So when you suddenly take that high-speed, high-stress brain, put it on a soft table in a dark room and say, "Okay, do nothing for an hour," It thinks you are in danger. It doesn't know how to stop.
It really does feel like a physical inability to stop. Forced relaxation feels like torture to me. When someone tells me to just close my eyes and breathe, I want to run out of the room. I feel trapped inside my own head.
If you're listening to us right now, please tell us in the comments if you experience this too. Does silence drive you crazy? Do you also struggle to just sit still without looking at your phone or listening to music? Leave a comment below because I think a lot of people have lost the ability to just exist quietly.
Please let me know I am not the only one fighting ghosts from 2018. So, Jessica, you are the calmest person I know. You never seem to be rushing, and you never seem to panic. How do you do it? How do you actually turn your brain off?
I use a technique that I invented for myself. I call it active staring.
Active staring? That sounds like what a creepy person does on the subway when they are looking at you.
No, not staring at people. I do it alone on my balcony. Every single day when I get home from work, before I cook dinner, before I look at my phone or turn on the television, I go out to my balcony. I sit on a comfortable chair, and I just stare at the sky for 15 solid minutes.
You just look at the sky for 15 minutes without doing anything else?
I don't look at my phone. I don't listen to a podcast. I don't even bring a cup of tea out there with me. I just watch the clouds move. Or if it is raining, I watch the rain hit the trees. I don't try to meditate. I don't try to control my breathing. I don't tell myself to be mindful. I just actively stare at something very slow.
But doesn't your brain start bringing up old arguments? Don't you suddenly remember an embarrassing thing you did in high school and start feeling anxious?
Sometimes it tries to. The first few minutes are always a little noisy. My brain will say, "Don't forget to pay the internet bill," or "What are you going to make for dinner?" But I just ignore it. I don't fight the thoughts. I don't try to push them away. I just let them pass by while I keep watching the clouds. And eventually, the brain just gets bored.
The brain gets bored?
Yes. The brain loves drama and it loves problems. If you refuse to give it a problem to solve, it eventually just gives up and goes quiet. By minute 10 of staring at the clouds, my nervous system completely resets. My shoulders drop. My jaw relaxes. I totally zone out and I usually lose track of time.
That sounds incredibly peaceful, but it also sounds like it takes a lot of discipline. If I tried to sit on a balcony for 15 minutes, I would probably start counting the cars on the street and trying to do math with their license plates.
You just have to let it go. The problem with your massage is that you went into it with a strict goal. You said to yourself, "I am going to achieve maximum relaxation in exactly 60 minutes." You turned relaxing into a high-pressure task. Active staring has no goal. If I sit there and feel a little stressed, that is fine. If I feel sleepy, that is fine. There is no winning or losing.
Wow, you just described my entire personality perfectly. I definitely turn relaxing into a competitive sport. Even when I play video games to relax, I get angry if I don't win. I am always trying to optimize my downtime and make it productive.
And that is exactly why you are exhausted all the time. We live in a society that makes us feel guilty if we are not being productive. Even our hobbies have to be productive now. If you like drawing, people tell you to sell your art. If you like cooking for fun, people say you should start a catering business.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. The moment you are good at making food, everyone expects you to monetize it. Suddenly, your fun little weekend hobby is a stressful business plan, and you are worrying about taxes instead of just enjoying the food.
Exactly. And because of that constant hustle culture, we feel like doing absolutely nothing is a crime. But doing nothing is actually a biological necessity. You are not a machine, Bryan. You are a human being who needs to occasionally stare at a cloud like a useless potato.
I want to be a useless potato. I really do. I am tired of being a highly efficient stress machine. But how do I actually start?
You need to start small. Don't book a 60-minute massage. That is way too intense for a beginner. Try just 3 minutes of sitting in a chair with no screens and no music. Just let the silence be there and don't fight the cashier from 2018. Just let him keep the $10.
That is going to be really hard, but I will try. I think this is a great lesson for everyone listening. And honestly, if you enjoyed this conversation, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep this educational project going, and it gives me a good reason to keep sharing my embarrassing life stories with the internet.
We really appreciate all of your support. And since this is an educational podcast, we should definitely take a moment to look at the vocabulary we naturally use today. We used some fantastic phrases to talk about stress, memory, and relaxation.
We definitely did. These are phrases that are incredibly useful for everyday conversations, especially if you need to explain why you are acting a little bit crazy. For example, early in the story, I said I went to the spa because I wanted to completely unplug.
Yes, to unplug. Literally, this means to pull the cord of an electronic device out of the wall so it loses power. But in conversation, to unplug means to completely disconnect from work, the internet, and daily stress. When you go on vacation to a cabin in the woods with no Wi-Fi, you are unplugging.
Exactly. I tried to unplug at the spa, but instead I started thinking about the grocery store cashier. And you asked me if I usually hold a grudge.
To hold a grudge is a very common expression. It means to stay angry at someone for a very long time because of something bad they did to you in the past. If your friend broke your favorite coffee mug 5 years ago and you are still mad about it today, you are holding a grudge.
I am definitely holding a grudge against that cashier. He owes me $10. But thinking about it in the quiet room was terrible. I said the total silence started to drive me crazy.
To drive someone crazy, this is a great everyday phrase. It simply means to annoy or irritate someone very intensely. It makes you feel incredibly frustrated. Loud construction noise outside your window all morning can drive you crazy. Or, in Bryan's case, total silence can drive you crazy.
It really does. But then you explained your balcony technique. You said that after 10 minutes of watching the clouds, you completely relax and you totally zone out.
Yes, to zone out. This is a very useful phrasal verb. It means to stop paying attention to your surroundings and just stare blankly into space. Your brain goes completely empty. It can happen by accident during a really boring meeting, or you can do it on purpose to relax. You just zone out.
And when you zone out, you also used another great phrase. You said you usually lose track of time.
To lose track of time. This means you are so focused on something or so relaxed that you don't know what time it is anymore. An hour feels like 5 minutes. You forget about the clock completely.
I definitely need to learn how to do that. And your best advice for me regarding my anger about the wrong change was that I just need to let it go.
To let it go. This means to stop worrying about something, to stop being angry about it, and to just accept the situation. You release the negative emotion. If you fail a small test, you can't change it, so you just have to let it go and move forward.
Let it go. Okay, I am officially letting go of the $10 from 2018. It is gone in the wind. I am going to try your active staring technique today, Jessica. I am going to find a cloud and stare at it until my brain stops talking.
I am very proud of you, Bryan. Just make sure you actually look at a cloud up in the sky and not directly into someone's apartment window across the street.
Good point. That would cause a whole new set of stressful problems, and I would have to run away. Thank you so much for listening to the Understandable English podcast today, everyone. We hope you learned some great vocabulary and that you remember to give your brain a break this week.
Thank you for spending time with us. Take a deep breath, try to unplug from the internet for a few minutes, and have a wonderfully relaxing week. Goodbye, everyone.
See you next time, guys. I really tried to unplug and zone out this morning so I could lose track of time, but my neighbor's dog kept barking and it was driving me crazy. So now I'm holding a grudge against a small poodle because I just cannot let it go.
You are officially the most stressful person I have ever met.